With the announcement of Facebook Stories, on this episode, I'm going to talk to you about how to drive maximum social media engagement. Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Real Talk. I am your host, Carlos Gil. This is my all-new series in which I answer your questions on social media marketing and interview interesting guests in the world of business. So in the last episode, Jenna and I talked at length about the announcement of Facebook Stories and how that would affect the existing ecosystem of social media as it pertains to marketing. And let's be real, guys. I'm going to keep it 100. Right now, social media is already a noisy place. You have competing social networks like Snapchat and Instagram and Facebook and Twitter, and they're all competing for very limited market share. Let's face it, you only have so many people that are consuming social media content. You only have so many people that are out there creating social media content. And truth be told, the ones that are going to rise to the top are the ones that have to consistently be coming at you with the best content, and most importantly, the content that resonates with the audience in which they're trying to engage and serve. So today's question comes to me from Cody and Kyler McCormick, also known as the brothers behind The Outbound Life, and here is their question.
What's going on, Carlos? It's Kyler and Cody here at The Outbound Life. And our questions are, number one, what is your number one way to drive engagement? And number two, how do you feel that Facebook Stories is going to impact the playing field?
So this, guys, is the question that everyone wants to know right now, because you have already Snapchat as a channel where you have over 200 million users. The majority of them are millennials. They're using this platform on a daily basis to engage with their homies and share messages and create content. You have Instagram, which is making a very serious dent. Real talk. Instagram is making a very serious dent into Snapchat right now. And then you have Facebook, which owns Instagram, which is coming out with stories, which looks just like Instagram stories. So you gotta look at it from this perspective. When you take the entire pie of social networks and everyone that makes up this ecosystem of the social media universe, Facebook has a very large slice of the pie. In fact, I'd say Facebook cannibalizes at least 75%. And I don't have any data to back this up. So this is just me spitfiring based on just what I know and my own educated assumptions here. I would say that Facebook owns about 75% of the market right now of attention. So you can't necessarily ignore Facebook, but you also gotta look at a couple facts, which is who is using Facebook and who's using Instagram and who's using Snapchat. So if you're sitting out there as The Outbound Life, you have access to your analytics. I encourage you to tap into the analytics that you have access to. You don't need to spend a lot of money to pay for an analytics platform. Go directly on Twitter, go on Instagram, go on Facebook, and see who follows my pages, who's following my account, who's engaging, how often, are they male, are they female, how old they are. This is gonna be an indicator of who exactly is consuming your content. And I'll tell you this, guys, if the majority of your audience is consuming your content is under the age of 35 years old, don't waste your time on using Facebook as where you're investing in creating loads of content. Instead, use Facebook as an advertising platform to drive those consumers that are interested in things like outdoor and camping and the niche or the vertical that you're in. Use Facebook as an advertising platform to drive those consumers back to your website, or run things like Facebook ads to drive new users to your Instagram account or even to your Snapchat. I've talked about this previously in other publications. Last year around this time, I ran a $50 ad on Facebook and Instagram that drove over 1,000 new ads to my Snapchat account. And the way I was able to do that was I ran Facebook and Instagram ads targeting users between the age of 24 to 32, which based on Facebook insights that I have, I know that's the target demographic that follows the Carlos Gil brand. And I also ran this ad targeting Facebook users that like Snapchat and BuzzFeed and Mashable and Social Media Examiner as well. And again, $50 got me 1,000 new ads on Snapchat. So a couple things, guys, and for anyone out there watching that's having this same question or same challenge, which is how do I realistically balance all these social networks? The first answer is know who your audience is, and analytics will tell you exactly that. Go on the platforms in which your target audience is engaging. If your brand is a brand that appeals to an audience 35 and above, Facebook is the best place for you. I often get asked this question: what if my target demographic is not on Snapchat? Should I be on Snapchat? And the answer is no. You shouldn't be on a platform in which your target audience is on. And the name of the game, friends, is not to be everywhere all the time at once. The name of the game is to be somewhere where you can be great and where your audience is engaging and consistently consuming your content. And you are the best barometer of, is your community engaging with your content? You see the analytics that you have access to. So if you're putting out content on Facebook or on Snap or on IG and it's not getting likes, it's not getting comments, and most importantly, if it's not getting clicks, then that says either two things. Maybe you're putting content on the wrong platform, or maybe the content you're putting out isn't necessarily resonating with that audience. So once you identify the platform in which your community lives on, the next challenge is content. Is the content that you're putting out relevant enough? And is it really working within the confines? For example, Instagram, you can put videos that are as long as a minute, whereas on Snapchat, you're limited to 10 seconds per snap. So working within the framework of these platforms is also key to the content that you create. And then the third is, if people are engaging with your content, are you engaging back with them? I've seen over the years, again guys, I've been doing this now almost 10 years, and I've worked for many brands, and I consistently see in just the research that I conduct, brands that put out content and they expect for hordes of people to engage and consume this content, and then they're not engaging back. And it doesn't work like that. I have this fundamental belief that it's not content is king, community is king. And you have to keep your community engaged. So what I mean by this, in closing, is if you're putting out content and people are commenting, have conversations with them. The more that you have conversations, your post on Facebook or your post on IG will consistently stay fresh in people's news feeds, because there's the way that the algorithms work. And again, this is real talk. The way that these algorithms work is all based on engagement. So the more that people engage with your posts, and then the more you engage back, the fresher your content stays on people's minds. And that's just business 101. You have to be top of mind, and social media is a great place to do this, but be self-aware of the fact that if someone's commenting, you should be commenting back. If someone's sharing your content, thank them. It's the little things that count. And if you do this consistently, then what you'll see over time is not only will your engagement grow, but your community will grow as well. And once again, that's the name of the game, is growing your community at scale and turning that community, even if it's 100 people, into 100 solid advocates. That's a wrap. Thank you so much for watching another episode of Real Talk. And a big thanks to the McCormick brothers for asking a phenomenal question. Guys, keep the questions coming. Add me on Instagram at CarlosGill83 or on Snapchat at @TheCarlosGill. And before I sign off, I want to give a shout out to my friends at the NASDAQ Entrepreneurial Center here in San Francisco, where I'm filming. Be sure to follow them on Twitter and on Instagram as well at The Center. Until next time, I will see you guys on social media. Peace.